Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Burwal welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Advisory Council approves draft of Revenue Policy and Revenue Management Amendment Ordinance 2025. High Court declares UN fact-finding report as historic document. ICT frames charges in case of recurrence of 7 during July-August mass uprising in Ashulia. Key witness Shukran Shongbad in case against Dilwar Hussain Saidi complaints against Sheikh Hasina at International Crimes Tribunal. Hearing on appeal against acquittal of all accused in August 21st grenade attack case concludes. Tel Aviv launches first phase of assault to take control of Gaza city. At Melbourne Stars Academy defeat Bangladesh A-team by 3 wickets in top end T20 series. Viewers, those were the headlines and moving on to the details. The Council of Advisors approved the draft of Revenue Policy of Revenue Management Amendment Ordinance 2025. The approval was given at the meeting of Advisory Council held at the Chief Advisor's office today with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in the chair. The meeting also approved the proposed agreement between the Government of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh on the abolition of visa for the nationals of their countries holding diplomatic and official passports. Besides, the Council was informed about the progress in implementing the recommendations of the Reform Commissions. After the meeting, the Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed the reporters at the Foreign Service Academy. He said, an international conference on Rohingya issues will be held in Cox's Bazar on August 24, 25 and 26 to highlight the Rohingya crisis discussion internationally. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus will attend the conference next Monday, he said.
আজকে তিনটা মেজর বিষয় ছিল। একটা হচ্ছে যে সংস্কার কমিশনের সুপারিশ বাস্তবায়ন অগ্রগতি পর্যালোচনা করা হয়েছে। দুই, রাজস্ব নীতি ও রাজস্ব ব্যবস্থাপনা এটার একটা সংশোধনে, যেটা একটা কিছুদিন আগে আপনারা জানেন একটা ল হয়েছিল, সেটার একটা অ্যামেন্ডমেন্টে এসছে এবং এটাকে অ্যামেন্ডমেন্টটা পাস হয়েছে। আর একটা হচ্ছে যে বাংলাদেশ এবং পাকিস্তানের সাথে ভিসা অ্যাবলিশন এর জন্য একটা চুক্তি হয়েছে এবং এটা ফর হচ্ছে ডিপ্লোম্যাটিক এবং অফিসিয়াল পাসপোর্ট যারা ধারণ করেন তাদের জন্য। এই তিনটা বিষয়ে আলোচনা হচ্ছে। আগামী 24, 25, 26 তারিখে রোহিঙ্গা একটা কনফারেন্স হচ্ছে কক্সবাজারে। অন্তর্বর্তীকালীন গভর্নমেন্ট রোহিঙ্গা ইস্যুটাকে খুব সিরিয়াসলি দেখছেন। এই বিষয়ে আমরা অনেকের সাথে আমরা কাজ করছি, অনেক দেশের সাথে খুব নিবিড়ভাবে আমরা এই বিষয় নিয়ে আলাপ আলোচনা করছি। তো সেই আলোকেই রোহিঙ্গা ক্রাইসিসটাকে আবার ইন্টারন্যাশনালি যাতে মেজর ডিসকাশনের বিষয় হয়, সেটার জন্য আমরা এইটাকে হাইলাইট করার জন্য তিনটা বড় ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কনফারেন্স করার আমরা প্ল্যান নিয়েছি। তার প্রথমটা হচ্ছে এই 24 তারিখে শুরু হবে আর 3 দিন ব্যাপী। এরপরে 30শে সেপ্টেম্বর হবে সবচেয়ে বড়, সেটা ইউএনএ হবে। সেখানে আমরা আশা করছি 170টার মতো দেশ পার্টিসিপেট করবে। তার পরবর্তীতে আরও একটা কনফারেন্স আমরা আশা করছি দোহা, কাতারে হওয়ার। উই এক্সপেক্ট দ্যাট ইট উইল বি হেল্ড ইন দোহা। আমরা আশা করছি যে 40টার মতো দেশের প্রতিনিধিবৃন্দ এখানে থাকবেন, অনেক ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অর্গানাইজেশন এবং অনেক ইউএন অর্গানাইজেশন এইখানে থাকবেন। যারা বিদেশি আসবেন তাদের সাথে রোহিঙ্গার জনগোষ্ঠী ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করতে পারবেন, তাদের কথাগুলো বলতে পারবেন, তারা তাদের যে ভয়েসগুলো তারা রেইজ করবেন। এটা কক্সবাজারে এটা হবে। 25 তারিখে আমাদের চিফ অ্যাডভাইজার মহোদয় ওখানে যাচ্ছেন এবং এটা 26 তারিখে কনক্লুশন হবে।
The High Court has declared the demand for trial of the massacres during the July-August mass uprising and the United Nations fact-finding report as a historic document. The court directed the relevant authorities to issue a Gaza notification within 3 months, officially recognizing it as the July Revolution 2024. The case has been declared a continuing matter. The verdict was delivered today by a High Court bench comprising Justice Fahmida Kadir and Justice Mubina Asif. Lawyer Mohammad Tanvir Ahmed stated that the court asked why the UN fact-finding report on human rights violations during the July-August mass uprising should not be declared a historic document. The court also sought an explanation as to why the report should not be preserved for the research and knowledge of future generations. The ruling was originally scheduled for 3 August but was postponed at the request of the State Council. The court issued the verdict today. Earlier on 13 August last year, Supreme Court lawyer Mohammad Tanvir Ahmed filed a writ petition in the High Court. The writ sought directives to take necessary actions against those responsible for sustaining fascist rule and for the July-August massacres. Following the preliminary hearing, August 15, the High Court issued a rule asking why directives should not be given to prosecute those responsible for the killing of innocent people in the country. The UN Office of the High Court Commissioner for Human Rights Fact-Finding Mission investigated human rights violations in Bangladesh between 1st July and 15 August 2024 and published its report. The report released in February this year included testimonies from the seriously injured victims and numerous protesters. It was later attached to the supplementary petition filed this month. The International Crimes Tribunal has framed charges in the case of the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 5 bodies and 1 person alive during the July-August mass uprising in Ashulia. The tribunal has also ordered the trial to begin. The order was issued today by a judicial panel led by Justice Nozrul Islam Chaudhry, chairman of International Crimes Tribunal 2. Earlier on August 13, after hearings from the state defense and lawyers of the accused, the tribunal fixed today for passing the order on charge framing. This morning, 8 arrested accused in the case were produced before the tribunal. A total of 16 people have been indicted in the case. Among them, 8, including former Member of Parliament Saiful Islam, remain absconding. The tribunal has already appointed lawyers on their behalf. Meanwhile, today, former police sub-inspector Sheikh Afzalul Haq, accused in the Ashulia body burning case, applied to confess his guilt and become a state witness. On July 2nd, prosecutors submitted formal charges against 16 accused in this case. Earlier on September 11 last year, a case was filed with the International Crimes Tribunal on charges of crimes against humanity over the killing of 1 person on August 4 and the burning of 5 bodies along with 1 person alive on August 5 in Ashulia. Shukranjan Bali, a key witness for the prosecution in the case against former Jamaat-e-Islami leader Dilbar Hussain Saidi, has filed a complaint against Sheikh Hasina at the International Crimes Tribunal. Appearing at the Chief Prosecutor's office today, Shukranjan Bali submitted a formal complaint alleging that he was abducted, disappeared, tortured and illegally detained for an extended period in an Indian prison. Bali, who was a witness for the prosecution in the Saidi case, went missing from the premises shortly after testifying in favor of Saidi in 2012. Following his disappearance, several international human rights organizations and media outlets reported that he had been found in an Indian jail. After a prolonged absence, Bali has now returned to Bangladesh and officially filed his complaint, making a public appearance for the first time in a long while. In the much-discussed August 21st grenade attack case, the hearing on the appeal against the acquittal of BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman, former State Minister for Home Affairs Lutfi Zaman Babur, and all other accused has concluded today. The verdict in this case has been scheduled to be delivered on September 4. After the arguments and hearings from both of the prosecution and the defense, the six-member appellate bench headed by Chief Justice Dr. Syed Rifat Ahmed passed the order today. Briefing journalist Additional Attorney General Mohammad Abdul Jabbar Bhuiya said that the arguments from both the prosecution and the defense, which continued for 5 days, have now ended. The prosecution has prayed for overturning the High Court's acquittal verdict. Meanwhile, defense lawyers expressed hope that they will receive justice on September 4. Chattogram City Corporation has organized a reception program at a city's convention center for students who obtained GPA 5 in the 2025 SSC examination. City Corporation Chief Executive Officer Sheikh Mohammad Tawhidul Islam presided over, while City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain was present as the chief guest at the event. Divisional Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Ziauddin, CMP Commissioner Hasib Ajit, Deputy Commissioner Farida Khanum, Chattogram Education Board Chairman Professor Ilyas Uddin Ahmed, and City Corporation Secretary Muhammad Ashraful Amin, among others, spoke at the event. More than 600 students were awarded prizes and certificates in recognition of their outstanding performance at the event. Now, international news. At least 81 Palestinians, including 38 seekers, have been killed in Gaza by Israeli attacks in 24 hours. 3 Palestinians starved to death in the besieged enclave on Wednesday, bringing the total count of hunger-related deaths to 269, including 112 children. Since October 7, 2023, over 62,000 Palestinians have been killed and nearly 157,000 injured in Israeli attacks on Gaza. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv has launched its first phase of its assault to take control of Gaza City. Earlier, Israel had announced final approval of a controversial plan to capture Gaza City and expand settlements in the West Bank. The plan was revealed last week by far-right Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich. The Israeli military says around 60,000 reserve troops have been called up ahead of a planned full-scale ground operation in Gaza City. A military official stated that these reserve forces will begin deployment in September, while current operations involve active duty troops. Millions of residents in Gaza City are reportedly waiting for evacuation orders to move south towards designated shelters. Many of Israel's allies are now openly opposing the Gaza offensive. French President Emmanuel Macron warned on Wednesday that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's new operation could have catastrophic consequences for both sides and risk plunging the entire region into a cycle of permanent war. A new Reuters Ipsos poll reveals that 58% of Americans believe all the countries of the United Nations should recognize Palestine as an independent state. However, 33% of respondents disagreed and 9% had no opinion. The survey was conducted over 6 days and concluded on Monday. Russia has launched 574 drones and 14 missiles on Ukraine in one of the heaviest bombardments in weeks, Ukrainian officials say. One person was killed in a drone and missile strike on the western city of Lviv, and 15 people were reported wounded in an attack on the southwestern Donetsk region. The attacks came as U.S. President Donald Trump spearheads diplomatic moves to hold the war, and Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha said the strikes highlighted why efforts to bring to an end were so critical. President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Ukraine is ready to meet Russia's Vladimir Putin in neutral Europe, in Switzerland or Austria, and he is not against Istanbul either. Zelensky has stated his willingness to meet Putin in any format, although he has poured cold water on the idea of meeting him in Budapest, which he said is not easy today. The prospect of direct talks emerged after Trump met Putin in Alaska and then hosted Zelensky and European leaders at the White House on Monday. Ukraine's Air Force counted 614 drones and other missiles fired by Russia's overnight into Thursday and said it had stopped 577 of them. It is the biggest airstrike attack since July. At least 47 people have been killed and over 57,000 displaced by flooding triggered by recent heavy rains in Niger, authorities said Wednesday. The floods have affected 7,754 households in 339 neighborhoods and villages, according to the General Directorate of Civil Protection. Some 30 people died after their houses collapsed with 17 drowned. In addition, the floods injured 75 people and caused the deaths of 257 head of cattle, the directorate said in a statement. The National Committee in charge of flood prevention said it has started distributing food aid targeting 3,776 families. The government has set aside 12 billion CFA francs to help families and individuals affected by flood across the country, according to authorities.